The Frankly Speaking Roof Cam, brought to you by Boss Security in Horseheads. Contact them today for all your business and home security needs. We are back, broadcasting live from the Hesselson studio. And in that studio this morning, we have Sheriff Jim Allard. Good morning.
Good morning. It's a beautiful day in Steuben County.
And always, it feels like fall out there today, doesn't it?
Oh, it is. It's
beautiful.
It's chilly. It's 41.
Now, I want to start off, before we get into kind of the nitty-gritty. I heard the story yesterday. I got the press release. You have to tell us what happened with the missing 3-year-old. What a wild story, but that ended great.
Ended so well. And
because you get nervous when you hear that announcement go out, right?
Well, and in our last 3 or 4 searches we've done have ended in a recovery, not a rescue.
Yeah.
So it was very nice to end one in a rescue, and he was hilarious.
Was he?
Oh my gosh, he was full of beans. And you know, his puppy went out, and he went after it, and he and the puppy went over hill through dale, and
oh really?
And one of the neighbors, a guy that used to be the mayor of Savona that I graduated high school with, of all things, found him. Yeah, on his 4-wheeler, saw him and located him. And
was he out looking for him?
Yeah.
Oh, good. Okay.
Yeah, actively looking for him.
Because you had a lot of people actively looking for him.
We did, and that's kind of the cool thing. One of the things that I'm incredibly grateful about right now is that all of our agencies work so well together. And when Chemung County sent 10 people.
Right. I saw that.
When we have a critical incident, everyone comes in the county, across the county. We even had New York State Parole showed up to help with it. I mean, when the call goes out, everybody comes. We have very little of the me, mine mentality anymore in law enforcement in our county, and I'm incredibly grateful that we're able to do that. And the help from the state police was amazing. They brought down their helicopter and had that going. Our drones were going, thermal imaging. I mean, you name it, we had it. Trip, the bloodhound, was on the track and was still continuing to track, but he had gone quite a ways.
I was going to ask, so he was reported missing around 11:15 a.m.
Yeah.
Found at 3:30. That's a long time.
Yeah.
He may get pretty far.
Yeah. He kept moving.
Did he?
Well, him, the puppy.
Archie?
Yeah, Archie the puppy.
Archie the puppy? Wow.
And the mom is a local person from Caton.
Okay.
Corning High School graduate, and is a paramedic. I believe it's paramedic for Bath Ambulance. So it's all people that we know that were involved, and just so thankful that it worked out the way it did, and hopefully they put an air tag on his shoe. But yeah.
No, it was just nice because the visuals of it, your heart sank when you first heard about it.
Mm-hmm.
A 3-year-old chasing his little puppy.
Yeah.
And you think
of all the bad things that can happen.
Yeah, exactly. So, well, and it took quite an effort. I mean, so many people getting involved. That's wonderful. So it's nice to start with a nice positive story. Also on a completely unrelated note, but also great news. I don't think we have a chance to talk about it, but the Addison bank robbery.
Yeah.
It was nice to see that. I mean, obviously there's still a process here, but that must have taken a lot of work.
That was a phenomenal piece of detective work. Our investigators, and again, we're so steeped in technology now in what we do, between phones and Ring cameras, and we were, without giving too much away, this has already been testified to, but we were able to track that person, the bank robber's movements via different cameras from different locations, pretty much throughout Addison. And down here also, we had really good video of him,
right?
From down here, and so huge thanks to Corning PD and Hornell PD and everybody that helped in between, and Addison PD obviously, because that was a lot of slugging through tips and just being meticulous, and our investigators did such a phenomenal job with that. I can't overstress the good work that they're doing.
Is that why? Because there wasn't that long of a delay, but everybody wants answers right away, right? Today's culture.
Yeah. You should have them in custody in a half hour, just like on TV.
I know, but with one commercial break, we'll give you. But if you look at it, I mean, you just going to people's doors to get Ring cameras, just doing all that must take forever.
Well, in collecting the DNA evidence, and getting that to the lab, and in the state police lab was phenomenal, in processing it as a priority and getting us answers back within a week. It was all hands on deck, and it paid off.
Yeah, well, that's great. So there we go. We start with that,
Yes.
and then kind of on a different note as well. I never try to segue with you. There's no way to do it because there's just so much going on. But I recently saw reports, and I thought it was a little disingenuous. And I won't name who did it, but saying that there was kind of outrage in the community about you partnering with ICE.
Yeah.
And I know if you watch this program and the comments I got, they love the fact that you're partnering with ICE. We've had the conversation before that this is what should be done.
Right.
What has been the theme so far of this program? Working together.
Correct. And
So-
that's part of why we did it,
Yeah.
was to better collaborate with our federal partners, but also be part of the solution.
Yeah.
And, we're not out, again, it was, some of the questions were a bit silly.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, we already work with them.
Yeah.
We work with all of our federal law enforcement partners. And where the disconnect comes is because of New York State. New York State, with their green light law, says you're not to work with them.
That's ridiculous.
I feel in a almost unconstitutional manner.
Yeah.
We'll let the courts decide that. But what we do is support the Constitution. And part of that is working with all our federal law enforcement officers,
Of course.
all of our colleagues, and having the smoothest working relationship we can. This is just another example of that.
Yeah.
We're not out throwing on. We're not buying new hats that say ICE agent and putting on our raid jackets and going out.
Right.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah.
That's not happening.
Right.
But if we do take someone into custody that is wanted by the federal government, why keep them in our jail and pay for it
Right.
when we could hand them off to the federal government and remove that issue from our county?
Right. It seems, again, like a no-brainer. I know we've talked about it in the past. Why wouldn't it's also for the safety of the officers and all
Yes.
this, the federal officers, ICE, because you see it in the city where they have to go in after the fact and do a raid,
Yeah.
which isn't always going well.
Well, and we saw that in Rochester.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Great point.
Where they went to grab, I think it was 1 or 2 people, and they ended up with a van full.
Yeah.
And had to call for backup, and then
They
were,
got in trouble.
Right, because they're doing their job.
Yeah.
We never want to be in that position.
No. And so when they say there's kind of an outpouring in the community against it, I would argue that it's the opposite.
Yeah, it was, I believe 2 people went to the legislative meeting. Now, I presented on this at the last public safety meeting. No one came.
Okay.
They had the full ledge meeting. 2 people came to my knowledge.
Okay.
I've had 0 residents reach out to me and say why.
Yeah.
The only ones that have are 2 of our legislators from this area
Okay.
that,
Had questions.
yeah,
Yeah.
and we answer the questions. There's no secrets.
Oh.
That was one of the funniest things yesterday was when I got interviewed, he said, well, some people say you're whitewashing what this is. And you know me, I started laughing. And,
Yes.
And I said, if you know me at all or have ever worked with me, you know that what you see is what you get.
Yeah, whitewashing is not the right term.
There's not much subterfuge going on. there.
No, my favorite, I got to use it more, is some people say.
Yeah,
it-
some people say.
It's never named who those some people
The
are.
man on the street says.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to say kudos because we got so much support on this program.
Well, and
when
I've
they
had
heard about
support
it.
across the county
Yeah, of course.
on it.
Yeah, so it's, I think it's a great plan. And like we said, it's all about people working together.
Well, yeah, it's the right thing to do.
It's the right thing to do. All right, we're going to take a short break. When we come back, some other questions coming in from people as well. You can get your questions in for Sheriff Allard. Stay with us. We'll be right back with Frankly Speaking after this. We are back with Frankly Speaking. That's a Boss Security roof cam. Thank you so much to Boss Security. Give them a call today for all your business and home security needs. We are back in the Hesselson studio with the sheriff. I just got to find the right button there. There you are. There's the sheriff. We got so much to cover, but so many questions from viewers. This is a little different, but we'll read Mark's comment, even though. As far as the government shutdown, it's ridiculous. Democrats want health care for illegals, and Republicans offered a clean bill, no attachment. But the real reason the Democrats profit off of big pharma, and if insurance isn't added, they lose. It's not for the people. It's a money thing. Thank you, Mark. All right, now for the sheriff. Can you ask Sheriff Allard about how staffing is going in the jail and road patrol?
It's a challenge.
Yeah.
In the jail, we're down
Move your mic just a little
significant.
bit. Sorry.
Nope.
I think we bumped it. Sorry.
Oh.
I could have done that better with my camera. I'm sorry, everybody. That's probably
I'm trying to keep my hands
I know.
still today.
No, you're
Usually
doing
I'm
great.
knocking your stuff over.
You're doing great.
The jail, we're down over a dozen guys again.
Oh, really?
It continues to be a challenge. Well, most of the state ones we hired either went back to the state or a few left the career altogether.
Okay.
So once they said, "Come on back home, no harm, no foul," we lost folks back to twice what they were making, and you can't blame them.
You can't blame them.
So
Hopefully they're treated better this time.
I hope so. So we're still struggling there on the road. I think we have 2 vacancies currently, but it's a challenge. We just had a test, another patrol test week ago Saturday.
Okay.
So there'll be another list coming out. We're actually testing twice a year now for deputy and police officer positions. But what exacerbates it is Corning PD's down 4 people. Bath PD's down 2 people. I think Cornell's down 1 or is full staffed. So we're all fighting for the same 5 people typically that pass the test. There was a better turnout this time for the test. I think it was close to 50, which is phenomenal.
Yeah.
In November, they're going to do their PT test, and then we'll know what our choices are, and we'll begin the hiring process again. But I fully expect the roadside to be fully staffed by the end of the year.
Oh, good.
But it's an ongoing challenge with the jail staff, and the staff that we have are phenomenal, but we're continually hiring and trying to retain those new folks because it's a culture shock.
Is it because there's so much competition? Is it almost like the NFL draft, or how are you guys working?
It really is.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like people you think you have someone hired, and then boom, they're going somewhere else, or vice versa.
Yeah.
And you can't
Do you
get
get
upset.
mad? Do you call it the?
No, you can't do that because everybody's in the same position.
Yeah.
And it's disappointing when somebody tells you, "Yep, I'm on board," and then 3 days later you find out, no, they weren't. But no, you can't get mad.
No, but it's got to sting a little bit. Comment from a different viewer. Good morning, Frank and Sheriff. I say, we'll say forget New York. We're doing a great. You're doing a great job, Sheriff. Please keep up with the good work in spite of the left wingers. He says, or she says. I don't know.
Thank you,
Sheriff Allard. Please scan Frank's office for Kamala's new book or a Hillary mug. It's a trust but verify thing. You're fine.
I was going to check you. I was going to pinch you today to make sure you weren't AI.
Yes, that's right. Don't even say that. Those of us in the media don't even like that joke.
You're going to pinch you and make you say how.
I see that they released the numbers that Kamala's book is actually selling a lot.
Oh, I didn't know she had one.
Yeah, called 107 Days. So that's how long.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's coming out. It's not out yet, but supposedly it's going to be a tell-all. We'll see.
Ooh.
But no, I trust but verify. I appreciate that, but we're good here. I think
He's got Culligan water.
Yep, and otherwise I got Langworthy letter, Trump's inaugural ticket. I think I'm okay.
Pioneers.
Yeah, see, we're all good. All right, comment from
I brought my sailboat mug.
We're all covered. Karen writes in, great show. Working with ICE is a no-brainer. Sheriff Allard, you're doing a great job. And there was a reference earlier in the program that someone wants to change the name to National Immigration Customs Enforcement, so it'd be NICE. So she said NICE is a no-brainer to work with. Would that be great? Nice raid, right?
Yeah,
you get that called Nice Raid.
It was a nice raid.
Yeah. So there are our comments. Yeah. We're going to get to some things about the county. I think we have to do that every show. We'll get to that in a moment, but we have a couple of things to catch up on. How did the garden go?
Oh my gosh!
I saw that in the newsletter.
Phenomenal, yeah.
Is it still anything going? Or?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
they're still getting stuff out of it because it was so wet early on.
Oh yeah.
They're still getting tomatoes.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That's great. Another successful year. I love the updates.
Well, and as a matter of fact, today will be another one because it's October, and I'm kind of mad at myself here. I forgot we did a fundraiser for breast cancer awareness.
Oh yeah.
With everybody could buy their own pink badge.
Oh, that's
and
a great
wear
idea.
it for the month of October. Mine's on my desk.
Well, it's October 1st.
Yeah, I forgot to take it home with me last night, and I didn't stop in there on the way here today.
No.
But yeah, you'll see a lot of deputies with pink badges. All of the proceeds are going to the Wilmot Cancer Center.
And don't you have? I shouldn't put you on the spot because I have the day here, but you're having. Is it free mammograms?
The mammography van is coming. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's coming up on October 17th, right at the Steuben County Public Safety Building. So if you want to find out more, you can call for appointments and all that. So I thought, that's interesting. I didn't realize that was October. Good to know.
Yes.
Thank you for that.
October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and so you'll see a lot of our deputies and correction officers with bright pink
That's
badges
a great
on,
idea.
And I'm so mad I don't have mine on today.
That's all right. We'll get you some other time. Also, this is a big weekend for our area. Wine glass.
Yes, wine glasses coming Sunday.
They sent me a list of all the road closures. It's
Yeah.
overwhelming. I can't read it. So what's
It
it
is.
like for you right there on the ground?
It's funny because I've done this every year since I was undersheriff, and
Does it get easier?
it does.
Okay, good.
Because I'm in the race director Sheila Sutton will agree with me, I'm sure. The first couple of years were challenges. There wasn't an infrastructure that there is today. We didn't have the volunteers shored up that we do today, and almost every fire department on the route really does the heavy lifting
Right.
for the race, and we hit the hot spots along with the state police. And we had our final pre-meeting on Monday of this week, and I just thanked everybody that was there, because without and I did a presentation in Buffalo on this a couple of years ago. I call it the volunteer race, because we do what we do because of so many volunteers across. All of the EMS are volunteers, all the fire volunteers that help, and with a handful of law enforcement, we're able to make, and this is the second largest marathon in the state of New York, second only to the New York City Marathon. And
Keeps growing.
It's a labor of love. It is. But I'll be out there at 5 o'clock on Sunday morning.
Yeah. And it's great this time of year when you're getting ready, because I can already see the people trickling in.
Oh, yeah.
Because what I'll do is this week just watch people, and there's always runners in the morning.
Yes.
But it's kind of overwhelming.
A lot of runners in the morning,
And boy, if you like pasta, this is your week. Every place has some pasta deal, some pasta buffet.
R&M will sell out.
I know. Yep, exactly. But no, it's such a great turnout. I do think it's good for the community. I know people like anything
it brings
else.
Millions in sales to the community.
I know. And some
every
people
year.
say, well, I can't drive from here to there. What it brings to our area. I know it's one day. Yeah, just.
And I do feel for the folks in Coopers and between Campbell and the finish line here, because they get it double with the half and the full.
Yeah.
I feel for them. But again, that was one of the things that I insisted on early on, was drop dead open dates.
Yeah.
Or open times along the course. So Savona is guaranteed to be open back up by 11 a.m.
It has to be, right.
And Campbell is by noon. And on down we go. Exit 43 is 1:30 in the afternoon.
Yeah.
And if you're still Mike Case, who used to be the station commander in Painted Post, would say, it's a race. If you're walking, you're not racing.
Right.
and that's part of doing a marathon, and I get that. But if you can't finish the race in 5 hours, you become a pedestrian.
Right. It's
And
true.
it's only fair to the residents to do that. So
I would be a pedestrian then.
I'd be a pedestrian after the first corner.
I know. Can you imagine?
But and we have a lot of fun with it. I'm a pretty big cheerleader on
I agree.
on the race.
Well, it brings so much to our community. You love seeing the people, and it's kind of nice as we, the seasons change. We had Harvest Fest, and it leads into this. It's kind of just getting ourselves all ready for winter.
Well, and there's a lot of folks that come not only to run it, but to support their runner, and then want to come back because it's so beautiful. And that helps tourism, and it helps trade, and it helps all of our short-term rentals. And it's just, I don't think people understand the ripple effect to the economy of the area that the wine glass causes.
No, we used to do an interview every year, and when you talk about the money that does come to the area, just the sheer amount of people, it's remarkable. I would recommend, if no one's been to the finish line, or if you haven't been to the finish line, go one time. It's you probably never get to go to the finish line, do you?
Oh,
do you make it to the finish line? Okay.
Yeah, I do the start of the full, then I do Savona, then I hit Campbell, then I hit Coopers. Then I hit the finish line and check in and kind of report back as to how I feel it's gone.
And I've made this joke a million times in the past, but if you told me on Sunday morning, get up and drive that far, I'd be like, do I have to? It's a Sunday. Let alone
get up
run.
and take the bus.
Yeah. But I mean,
have to get bussed in.
But I'm just saying, like, even
and then run 26.2 miles.
Yeah. I don't want to do a 26.2 miles on a Sunday, and these people are doing it. You think about the distance from where they start to here.
And this one's pretty. We're going to spend all day talking about the wine glass.
That's right.
This was in Runner's World as one of the top 10 in the world that you have to run because of the beauty, the weather, it's flat, and it's the final qualifier before Boston.
Yeah. I couldn't imagine. I mean, if you've got to be out there running, and I don't know how that must feel. But
it's going to be warm.
Yeah, it's going to be warm. Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Real warm.
It's going to be in the 80s.
I didn't even think about that.
We're already planning for dehydration and cramps.
Yeah. Wow. But at least you get a beautiful view as you're getting cramps and dehydration.
You're laying on the side of the road.
Exactly. Well, what I want to do is when we come back, we're going to talk, because I see a lot of questions coming in wondering about updates with the county. So why don't we take a break, keep people hooked. I don't normally do this, but we'll keep people hooked. Stay with us. This is Frankly Speaking. We'll be right back. Frankly Speaking, Roof Cam, brought to you by Boss Security in Horseheads. Contact them today for all your business and home security needs. We are back broadcasting live from the Hesselson studio here on Market Street in Corning. The sheriff joining us. All right, let's go before we get to the county, because we got to come. I'm not trying to keep people hooked, but this is a good question because we've talked about it all summer. Ask Sheriff Allard why they changed the laws if they did that everybody on Keuka Lake must have a boating operations license. Well, it's anywhere.
Anywhere across the state, yes. It's on any navigable waterways. The only carve-out caveat to that is if you're renting a boat.
Yeah. This makes no sense, by the way.
No, you don't have to have the boater safety certificate. However, the person renting to you is responsible to make sure you understand the safety rules that New York State has established.
Sure.
So
they get like
it's anywhere in the state.
course.
It's not just Keuka. It's anywhere in the state.
How to go? But you've done one once a month. How to go
for the
summer?
last 12 months?
Yeah,
and we've maxed out almost every month on the number of students we have. So we're reaching people and we're getting it done. And I'm very proud of the guys. We just had one, I think, last Saturday.
Okay. Have you had any? Did you see a lot of issues this summer with people not knowing or?
No,
Okay.
no.
Good.
I think most folks do. And again, we're still in the hey, we had one where the operator of a PWC didn't have one, which they've had to have them forever, and so they went back to shore, got somebody that did have it, and came back out, and that's great. That's what we like to see.
Great.
Compliance is the goal.
And our other question, I'm not going to read exactly how they worded it because it was a little biased. I'm going to try to be a little bit less biased here. Tell us any updates that you have on obviously the county that we've talked about so often and the appeal.
Yeah. So the county filed their appeal.
Yeah.
Nothing's moved on
Nothing's
that.
moved. Okay.
No, nothing's happened.
Now, I will say, because I'm a big fan of the Hornell Sun,
Yes,
and I get a lot
I
of
am
news
too.
from them. They do
Yep.
a great job.
They do.
And they've put our
They do
interviews up
local
there.
news. Yeah.
They put our interview up there a couple times. And I see that the one person that went for the appeal,
Yep.
Scott Van Atten, did respond to
Yeah.
some of the questions. And I noticed it didn't turn into a back and forth, that you did not respond to the response.
I did not. It was it was ridiculous. The response was ridiculous, and sometimes I go back to President Lincoln, who said the longer you argue with a fool, the harder to tell who the fool is.
Sure.
I just felt like it was time to not respond, and what was in that interview felt so much like. Almost got to compare it to like the internet trolls that are always looking for a conflict and looking for an argument, trying to
poke.
generate
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
That's what it felt like because it was so off base and ridiculous. The one that I did like, because it kind of encapsulates the attitude. It said that when I filed the harassment complaint with the state, that it cost the county $14,000 to defend it.
Yeah.
Well, when I filed that was after I had already gone to the two county compliance officers
Right.
and said this needs to stop. And they did nothing.
Yeah.
And they didn't investigate, which is their policy, to promptly investigate. They didn't do that.
Sure.
So I filed, and in the resolution part of it, you have to put, what do you want to see out of this, basically? I said, stop the harassment and stop making untruthful statements about me and apologize. That
Pretty
was
simple.
it. There was no monetary amount.
Right.
Nothing. And they'd rather spend, so this kind of gives you the whole picture in a little bit of nutshell.
Right.
They'd rather spend $14,000 of your money, your hard-earned taxpayer money, than to say,
Sorry.
I'm sorry, and stop harassing and lying.
Something's not right there.
Well, it kind of encapsulates this whole issue.
Well, it does, and that's why a lot of people will comment here, just the pure cost of
Yes.
all of this. And I guess the argument, not to go down this rabbit hole again, but the whole argument from the beginning was that you were going to be a cost.
Right.
And yet, we haven't seen that.
Yeah, Phillips Lytle, the law firm they used out of, same one they used for that.
Yeah.
Over $200,000. Wow. Since June of 23.
I know. We always go down this rabbit hole, but people
that's
get
your
shocked.
money.
That's my money.
And they act like it's their money.
And that's what it seems like. It's a grudge that is being held, and why
At
not?
the expense of the taxpayer.
Yeah, why not? It's not coming out of anybody's wallet except for ours. The people that
Right.
don't want it overwhelmingly have shown that they do not want it.
Correct.
And that's one of the things I think silver lining in that response is that how many times supporters came up, meaning
Yes.
your supporters.
Yes.
Well, his supporters will say this. Well, is there any supporters that say anything about you that are writing this? Because
Right.
I don't know any supporters
Right.
about the appeal,
No.
and that's anecdotal. But I've never had one person write in and say that was a good idea.
No.
And if you feel that way, please let
But
us
again,
know.
that just kind of encapsulates the attitude.
But we've had the conversation in the past. You've had such great support through all this.
I have, and I've been incredibly fortunate. And it's funny. Last week I was at a training on resiliency as a FBI train the trainer.
Okay.
So that I can go out and teach the FBI's course in officer wellness.
Okay.
And we had to do a strengths assessment. And obviously, you'll be surprised to hear humor was number 2.
Okay. Number 2.
Yeah. Number 1 was gratitude for
Oh,
me.
that's nice.
Because I am very, very grateful for all that I've received, and I'm super grateful for the continued support, but I'm primarily grateful for the great work that our people do,
Yeah.
and that I get to be part of that.
Yeah.
Third was honesty.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
That's a good 3.
I was pretty happy with
Yeah,
that
I
assessment.
would think so. But so there just is no time frame. They haven't given you any idea,
No.
like your lawyers.
No, and I haven't talked to my attorney about next steps.
Yeah.
Because it's just, when you read the appeal, it's just a regurgitation of what they tried
That's what I'm confused by.
in the hearing.
Yeah.
So there's nothing new.
How
it's not like,
tedious.
ooh, we got a new piece of evidence.
Yeah.
That's usually what an appeal
Yeah,
is.
sure.
You know, something new came up,
Great.
and we feel this. There's none of that. So I just don't know, other than wasting taxpayer money, what they hope to achieve.
Yeah. If anybody knows the answer, please. Like I said, and I know the Hornell Sun said originally, if
Yeah.
they want to
And ag-
respond.
And again, someone in the county approved that pay. Someone in the county approved that expenditure. So I know that many in the legislature are saying, well, it was just Scott. It wasn't us.
Right.
Somebody had to approve it.
Yeah, I know. Let's get away. It's so tedious.
It is.
Not for, I'm sure for, well, I always joke not for me because it's
Yeah.
great for the show, but like, it does get tedious so that we have to talk about it every time when we want to talk about garden, we want to talk about wine glass. We want to
Right.
talk, so I just wish it was all said and done, but
Yep.
it isn't. And here we are. So thank you for that viewer who sent in that, that comment.
Yeah,
We
thanks.
But oh boy, it's frustrating. You know, one thing I don't think you've been on the program since then.
No.
How or since that last time when the announcement came out, how fantastic was the First Responders Park 9/11 ceremony?
That was an incredible one, and how deserving was Glenn Vogel.
Yeah.
And the former Campbell fire chief, he taught my EMT class.
Oh,
He
is
taught
that-
in that,
yeah, yeah.
And we have worked with him so well in the past. I specifically remember it was an attempted murder we had in Campbell, where a gentleman slit his wife's throat.
Oh my gosh.
And then took off, and we did another manhunt, and we captured him, and so he immediately slit his own wrist.
Oh my gosh.
As we're taking him into custody, and Glenn was there immediately on scene, and this is before I was an EMT.
Yeah.
And Glenn was treating that guy as we're securing him. Glenn is treating him without any hesitation. I mean, just a phenomenal guy,
yeah.
and so deserving of,
And you could
of
see
that
it from the people
recognition.
in the crowd that were praising him, and the people
Yes.
that, I mean, former students, I guess you
Yes.
would call it.
Yeah.
I thought it was they're always nice every year. This one was just, I think, the weather was perfect. It's just kind
It
of
was.
so
It was
special.
a beautiful day.
Yeah.
It wasn't raining.
I know, right? They do a great job over there with that park, though.
Well, and I think the unsung hero there is Chief Beerweiler.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Fire Chief Pete Beerweiler. He's the one that shepherds that, keeps it going, makes sure that it continues. Now Don Kreth and Ernie Danforth and Pete got it started. I met with them when they were first beginning it, and we've supported it obviously every year since. But Pete really keeps the wheels on that bus.
He really does. And I'm going to be interested to see what next year brings, being the 25th.
Yeah.
I mean, not of the park, but of 9/11, and just because it's already, we've talked about this before, when TAP starts playing, that's tough for me in any scenario.
Right.
If it was someone's cell phone, I get a little weird.
Yeah.
So that's going to be next year.
Yeah.
It's going to be amazing.
It'll be emotional, especially for those of us that were working
Oh, I'm sure.
when it occurred.
Yeah. I'm kudos to them because they do a fantastic job. Okay, what else should we go to? Again, no way to kind of maneuver this here. I should be better at this by now. I've only interviewed you hundreds of times, but I'm like,
It's like herding cats when I come on.
I know. I forget what I was going to talk about. One thing I think with the school year starting, I don't know if we've had long conversations about this, but I saw a little bit in your newsletter. I think often overlooked, especially in today's climate, are how important student resource officers are.
Yes.
And I think, for whatever reason, probably my fault, we kind of glance over it. But is it tough to find student resource officers?
School resource officers.
What
yes.
am I calling?
Student.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, we're not.
No. Yeah, thank you for correcting me. That's why I've never brought it up before. I make a fool of myself every time I do. School resource.
They're incredibly important, not just because of the security they bring to the school, but because of the interactions they have with the students.
Yeah.
Joe Stremmel, who's our SRO in Hammondsport, greets every child as they leave the bus and enter the school every morning.
Yeah.
And high fives them and fist bumps them and, hey, Officer Joe, hey,
that's
Officer
what
Joe.
I mean. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And they know that if they have any issue at all, they can go right to him.
Yeah.
And he's in their hard drive as a police officer that is a friend.
Exactly.
And that's so important in the developmental aspect of our youth to get that shift away from what they may see on TV or hear about from some members of our national government.
Right.
And get so that they feel comfortable walking up to a police officer when they have a problem. And, we went from the first year we had, when we first started this program in 2014, we had 6.
Okay.
And we're at 26 now across the county. And it's...
Is it that the schools ask for it? Is that how it begins, the process?
They ask for it, and then they ask for more because they pay for it.
Okay.
It's a full reimbursement program from the school districts. And we've worked with the state assembly trying to make it state aidable for SROs.
Yeah.
We've had a bill. We've worked with Assemblyman Palmisano, Senator O'Mara. Unfortunately, it's not a popular thing for the ruling class.
Unbelievable.
But it would take some of that weight off the districts if we could make it part of their state aid, could go to pay for the SROs. So we push for that every year because what we're finding too is Chemung County adopted the same program that we have.
Right.
So we're competing with them. Canisteo PD, North Hornell, they all adopted the same program we have with the retirees. So now there's a bit of a competition for hiring, and they're both paying more than we are.
Okay.
So
that's
now
what you
gotta,
get.
Yeah.
No
now
good deed goes unpunished.
Well, that's kind of true.
Yeah.
But I'm so happy that we have so much better security across the region because of this program. It's a really, we don't have a school. I think Avoca right now is the only one that doesn't have somebody in it.
Okay.
And we have, there's a variety of ways that we're meeting that need, but to have that person there, because so many of our schools, we have 12 school districts in the county, 3 full-time police departments. So the majority are not covered by a police department.
Wow.
So to have SROs there in case that bad day comes, A, is tremendous, but B, is a really great deterrent.
And I know you touched on it already, but I think the last time we actually discussed it was when it was all the defund the police or bail from, and we thought, what a great step, because they get to know these people. It's not what, like you said, the mayoral candidate in New York City says about them.
Right.
And they do build that friendship, and I've talked to people that there is that long-lasting friendship with their SRO.
Everybody remembers
Yeah.
their SRO from when they were a kid.
Yeah.
They do.
I think that's wonderful. All right, we got to take a short break. Stay with us. Keep those questions in, and we'll be right back with Frankly Speaking here on WYDC TV, Big Fox. The Frankly Speaking Roof Cam, brought to you by Boss Security and Horseheads. Contact them today for all your business and home security needs. We are back, broadcasting live from the Hesselson studio. Don't forget their tent sales actually starts today. We've got the sheriff in the studio, so we got a couple comments I think you're going to like. First off, back in the early 60s, the local police department came to my school and gave each student a badge. Incidentally, these badges were heavy and made of metal, a smaller version of what a real deputy would wear. Is anything like that still done? What is all that?
I don't know. I think the aliens landed.
Finally. Is that like the gong?
Yeah, it must be.
That startled me.
That was odd.
Yeah, you got well. It worked. Do they still do anything like that, or?
So yeah, now they're stick-on.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I've seen those. Yeah, because don't you hand them out at the fair?
Oh, we hand them out everywhere.
Yeah, hand them out everywhere.
Yeah.
All right, this is from a different viewer. That still's got me. Good morning to all. It sounds like Pete Hegseth is going back to the old Army physical fitness training manual. When I was in the Army in the 60s and 70s, we did PT every day. We as drill sergeants had to lead the PT from 5-mile runs to 25-mile full pack and weapons marches. It was all kick butt and take names. Thanks to Pete, as we can restore our military to a symbol, of strength around the world. That was a heck of a speech.
That was, and it's going to be super controversial. You know it is, but I've experienced folks that have gone through a basic training in the summer and not able to pass our PT test in the fall.
That is unbelievable.
Yeah, and as a prior military person, prior drill sergeant, it's unbelievable to me. And what everyone tells me is it's not what it was. When I was in the 101st, we ran 4 days a week in combat boots, at least 2 miles every day.
Yeah.
And Friday was the CO's choice.
Oh, no.
So it might be 3, it might be 6. You
Yeah.
didn't know.
Wow.
And, the CO or the XO led the run. And the first sergeant or one of the platoon sergeants called cadence.
Wow.
And you ran.
It seems, I guess, for those of us that aren't in the military or don't know a lot of people in the military, I suppose, I just assumed that was common practice. I didn't assume that the PT every day, those type of things had gone away. I know that we had heard about the woke culture, but hearing what he had to say was pretty eye-opening for many of us.
Yeah, and again, I'm not there, so I can't.
Yeah, exactly.
I can't
and
say
I think
what
there's
it
different
is.
places and different,
But I do know that when you want to change a culture, set a culture, you have to clearly communicate what the culture is going to be, and you have to clearly communicate what your standards are. And it sounds like that was the goal.
Yeah, it sounds like it worked. Like you said, anything's controversial, though. Anything Pete Hegseth said, or anything Trump says, and it was awkward with Trump with no one clapping.
Oh,
Because I mean that's how it has to work, right? They're trying to almost like Supreme Court judge. They're trying to be fair or whatever you call it.
They're
But
yeah.
you know that Trump wasn't ready for that. He's like, you can laugh,
And they said no, we're judges.
Yeah, I know. So no, I thought it was great.
But yeah, so that's kind of my take. Is it's all about preparedness, readiness, and ability to win.
And it's not as if he withheld that information when he first was nominated. He said that he wants to bring the warrior mentality back too. And I will say, when he got the job and they changed it to Department of War, he just got a really cool business card. Right? I don't know. But
That
anyway.
takes you back to the Civil War.
Yeah, right. So okay, a couple quick hits because we're just about out of time. I know there's been some talks about changes to cashless bail. Do you have any hope in that? Because I know they try to say that bail reform isn't the same as cashless bail, but it is.
It is. And they'll do some cosmetic things.
Yeah, okay.
Just so that they can say they did, so that as the next election cycle begins, the governor's got to be able to say that she did something. But the changes that need to occur are so vast. And the number one change is give the judges in village and town and city and county court judges the ability to assess the danger of the individual to society, not just a flight risk, when assessing bail. And every other state has that. New York is a standalone, one-off that doesn't do that. Just that one change would be significant because your judges know your people.
Exactly.
And they know their communities, and they know the crimes when they read them, and they know, holy cow, we got to do something about this. And by taking that ability away from them, as we did here in New York State, and never giving them the opportunity to be a judge, it's been incredibly detrimental to the criminal justice system.
Yeah, I couldn't agree
and
more.
And the safety.
Exactly, and that's why with all the national news that we've seen about it, I know Trump weighing in. If something's not done now, I don't have a lot of faith anything is going to be done. I don't want to sound pessimistic, but something's got to be done on this.
Yes.
I don't know.
It will.
It will be.
It will.
Be positive.
Unfortunately, there's going to be a lot more unnecessary victims before we do.
That's the problem. All right, last break, and then we're going to wrap up today's edition. So get those last second comments or questions in, and we'll be right back. We are back with Frankly Speaking, broadcasting live from the Hesselson studio here on Market Street in Corning. In the studio, Sheriff Allard. A couple quick things we have to go through because we're nearly out of time. But we were talking out there. Tell me about the record management system, what that means to everybody watching.
So Under Sheriff McNellis last year got a $600,000 grant from the state to upgrade to a centralized records management system for the county so that every police department in the county and the sheriff's office use the exact same records management system, and all of that data is in one place. Yeah, for the DA also to access. So before, everybody had their own. Yeah. And there was no, so today, well, we're going to go live in November, but once this starts, say I get stopped in Corning and I go into the database, somebody in Arkport.
You just moved my camera.
Somebody in Arkport can look that up and see that and get my data, get my information in case they need it.
This whole show's been about
in an investigation. It is. So I'm incredibly excited about that because we partner with the Monroe Crime Analysis Center so that when we have things like bank robberies, we have all that data that they can then mine and analyze and use, which has already paid off. With another grant, we got dash cams that have license plate readers in every patrol car. Oh, wow. During the bank robbery, one of our responding deputies actually got the vehicle on LPR and on video that the bank robber was in. Wow. Leaving the scene.
That's very impressive.
So
the days of Dragnet are long gone.
Long, just the facts, ma'am. Yeah.
So I saw the press release. Oh, that's two things. The Steuben County Sheriff's Office successfully passed its most recent New York State Division of Criminal Justice Services accreditation audit for standards involving hiring practices and law enforcement misconduct reporting standards. Yep. It's a mouthful, but that's great.
It is. And what it says is we're complying with all of the investigation reporting standards for the Law Enforcement Misconduct Investigation Office, but also that our hiring standards meet or exceed what the state requires for accreditation.
Great. Perfect. And it just kind of ties back in with some of our conversations in the past about the county like that.
Yep.
Recent scams. For everybody paying attention, I've already read this on the program, but this is not, we think about some of the scams targeting older people. This is for everyone.
Yes. And they seem to be, a lot of them are centric around law enforcement where the communication is, this is Sergeant so-and-so from the Steuben County Sheriff's Office. You either, it might be that you missed your jury summons or that you haven't registered as a sex offender or that you haven't done X, Y, Z. And they're targeting folks that may or may not, for example, sex offenders are being targeted.
Well, and that's all public knowledge.
Right. Yeah. People that are listed on the jury pool are being targeted.
Interesting.
And to avoid being arrested, you need to send gift cards or wire money or whatever to this address, or there will be a deputy coming to arrest you.
Yeah. The gift card, that no one's asking for. Has anybody paid a fine actually with gift cards?
Well, and that never, ever, 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 ever happens.
Never.
We're never going to call you up and say, pay money or go to jail.
Well, that's true, too.
That doesn't happen.
Yeah.
And
there is a system.
But they're, especially when we talk about AI and the ability to mimic, and I have found that because most of these are generated overseas, they frequently confuse people that work with Steuben County Sheriff's Office New York with Steuben County Sheriff's Office Indiana. And you'll cross-check and you'll see that the person they're saying they are is from Indiana or representing Indiana employee. But if they're, anytime anybody calls you and says they're law enforcement, you have to pay or else it's a scam.
Well, Sheriff, that does it for us today. That went quick, as always.
Always goes quick, buddy.
All right, let's do it again soon, okay?
Sounds good.
Good luck at the wine glass.
Thank you. I'm sure it'll be wonderful.
It will. Join us tomorrow at 6 a.m. for Frankly Speaking, only on Big Fox.